Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here with something a little bit different than normal. So I used to read a lot as a kid. I read all the time. I actually got in trouble in class for reading when I was probably supposed to be paying more attention to the teacher. That's who I was. But as I got older, I read less, and this year I was trying to make a point to try to read at least a book a month, but haven't been doing so good on that so far. I've only read a couple books so far this year, and we're already into June now. So I remembered this challenge that a couple of girls did last year from the Project Painting community. Apparently Elenis Makeup or Lorraine started it, and like Amber F and Lauren from Lauren May Beauty and a couple of other girls did it. It is the Finish 5 by November. Remember the 5th of November. I actually really did like V for Vendetta. But apparently they wanted to read at least 5 books by November 5th, and I know this is, I don't know if they're doing it again this year or not. They might be, they might not be, I'm not sure. But I figured, you know, if I really want to read, maybe I should make myself a little more accountable to people and do it that way, which sounds kind of goofy when I say it out loud. But I do really good with Project Pans when I film them and talk about them and all that kind of stuff, so I thought, well, maybe it'll work with books too. I actually have 6 books here, but one of them is both small and I'm almost done with it, so I just figured, you know, let's go ahead and throw in the 6th one as well. So apparently you can do ebooks, you can do audiobooks. All of mine are physical books. That's just kind of what I prefer personally. I guess I'm really old school that way. I can do audiobooks with certain books, and I do have a Kindle, but reading on it for too long kind of gives me a headache, so I can't really do that. So let me show you what I'm reading. I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I am not a high quality book reader. I tend to read more trash than anything else, especially since it's summer. And I'll be sitting out with most of these out by the pool once it stops freaking raining every day. Mo, please stop pulling on my skirt. I know you're cute. You are. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. He's actually clawing at my skirt at the moment, so. Anyways, the book that I'm almost finished with is Madame Lalaurie, New Orleans' Most Famous Murderess Revealed. I picked this up when I went to Bourbon Street with 2 of my friends in 2015, and I still have not actually read it. I started reading it earlier this year, but then I stopped. So, just for no good reason, honestly, but figured I can go ahead and finish this off and be done with it. It is a pretty good book so far. It just talks about the scandal of the Lalaurie mansion. Let's see. And today, actually, I went and picked this up from the library. I've been meaning to read it for a while, and I just could never catch it at the library. This is Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I told you we're not getting a lot of high-class literature here. So I did literally just start this today. And one of my kind of addictions is to buy cheap books from the Dollar Tree and Family Dollar and stuff like that. That's also kind of why I wanted to do this. Like, all right, let me get through a chunk of those books, see if I want to keep them or not. One of my favorite things, it's turned out, is early 18th century mystery novels, which is where this came into play. This is from, I think, Dollar General. But it is called If He's Tempted. Lady Olympia Werlock has the gift of foresight. When Lady Agatha Malum asks Olympia to locate her brother so he can rescue her from an arranged marriage, she knows exactly where to find Lord Brant Malum, Earl of Fieldgate. What happens next is something she never envisioned. Since his betrothed died, Lord Brant Malum has drowned his sorrow in wine and women. His dissolute ways have only emboldened his calculating mother, but with the help of the enchanting Olympia, he concocts a daring plan to end his mother's devious designs for his sister. With each step in their bold scheme works to perfection, the sins of the past could unravel a growing desire that neither Olympia or Brant can control. So yeah, totally attracted me right in. This is one from the Dollar Tree. It is Come and Cover Me by Jen Phillips. When Wren Taylor was only 12 years old, she lost her older brother Scott in a car accident. But Scott never really left her. More than a memory, he has been a presence in her life, appearing with a snatch of song or a reflection in the moonlight. And Scott is not the only ghost she sees. Unable to find happiness for herself in the world of the living, she has achieved success as an archaeologist, unearthing the world of the departed. Her talent for connecting with the ghosts around her has made her especially sensitive in her chosen career. More than just understanding the bare outline of how our ancestors lived, Wren has dedicated herself to recreating lives and stories, to breathing life into those who occupied this world long before us. Now, 25 years after Scott's death, Wren is on the cusp of the most important discovery of her career, one that will validate her entire approach to her field. But pursuing this lead means accepting the help from a fellow archaeologist, one whose professional views and personal demeanor challenge the careful facade she has built for herself. As Wren embarks on a relationship that shakes her to the very core of her being, she finds that it is the ghosts leading her way. But what lesson are two long-dead Mimbres women trying to teach her? And why is her brother's ghost haunting her with increasing urgency, trying to communicate a message she can't hear? I like supernatural books also, as you can probably pick up. This was another one I found at the Dollar Tree. Pretty Takes Practice, a real Southern woman's search for the real meaning of beauty. You can obviously kind of guess why that appealed to me. By Charlotte Mueller, author of 365 Nights, a memoir of intimacy. For an average working mom like Charla, going on a book tour is both intimidating and exciting. It also turned out to be horrifying. When she saw herself up on a screen in glorious, unforgiving HD, it magnified all her flaws, prompting comments from her unadoring fans that forced her to reevaluate her lack thereof of a exercise regime. But Carla was jolted into action and used this cringeworthy close-up as a wake-up call. After shedding a few tears over how she let herself go, and over the 5-year-old discount sweater she wore on Oprah, she set out on a strange, hilarious, and poignant journey that tapped into and tested her values, her beliefs about beauty, her self-image, and of course, her relationship with her mother. In this lively, funny, and moving account, a Southern woman shares stories she swore she'd never tell, and ultimately offers some unexpected and universal insight about how pretty takes practice. So that sounds interesting to the beauty blogger that is myself. And finally, we have The Scarlet Countess, a novel of the Italian Renaissance by Gian Kalogridis. We're just gonna show you that name because I just butchered it. Daughter of the Duke of Milan and wife of the conniving Count Guillermo Riario, Caterina Sforza, oh my god, it's Sforza. How do I pronounce that? Was the bravest warrior of the Renaissance Italy ever knew. She ruled her own lands, fought her own battles, and openly took lovers whenever she pleased. Her remarkable tale was told by her lady-in-waiting, Dia, a woman knowledgeable in reading the Triumph cards, the predecessor to the modern-day tarot cards. As Dia tries to unravel the truth about her own husband's murder, Caterina single-handedly holds off invaders who would steal her title and lands. However, Dia's reading of the cards reveals that Caterina cannot withstand a third and final invader, none other than Cesare Borgia, son of the corrupt Pope Alexander VI, who has an old score to settle with Caterina. Trapped inside the fortress at Rovaldio as Borgia's cannons pound the walls, Dia reviews Caterina's scandalous past and struggles to understand their joint destiny, while Caterina valiantly tries to fight off Borgia's unconquerable army. So my idea for updates is I will update once a month around this time, up until November 5th, of course. Whew, I'm actually filming this on June the 6th, so we're right on time. And hopefully I will be able to share with you a book each update about what I thought about it. Hopefully. And I will let you know as we go along. So that's it. If you want to join me on this little journey, please feel free. Like I said, I totally got this from other people. I will link them down below. And thanks for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you later. Bye.